Okay, what's going on, Tumblr? My last video trying to do this was 19 minutes long, so I'm gonna make this shorter. As you can probably tell, I'm doing a tutorial video on the Novation Launchpad because someone expressed an interest in it, and I thought it was pretty cool to do. Just a disclaimer: I'm nowhere near an expert on Ableton Live or using the Launchpad, but I'll do my best to bring it down to terms that I use with it, so you all can understand it, and make sense of, how pop culture works and stuff like that. And also the thing that I'm using right now as kind of audio sample isn't mine. It's a demo that came with Ableton. I haven't made anything really yet worth talking about, and this works. Okay, so Novation Launchpad is a dedicated controller for the digital audio workstation Ableton Live, which looks like this. Okay, so when you plug in the Launchpad, it controls the clip view of Ableton, which is its audio triggering, so real-time audio triggering aspect of Ableton. The red box constitutes the touch surface on the Launchpad. So it's an 8x8 grid, 8 scenes, which each scene is a row, and then 8 channels, and each channel is a column. And so that's reflected on the Launchpad. When there's audio or MIDI in a clip slot, which is one of those little boxes, so not the little stop box, but like the box itself, that's known as a clip. And whenever there's a clip in there, it turns one of these gray boxes yellow. And what happens is, when you could do this on the mouse, but this is why you have the Launchpad. You hit a button, you hit a clip. So that's how that works. Hit a button, hit a clip. When a button is green, clip's playing. The button's yellow, clip's on standby. To stop a clip, you hit a gray box under its channel, not the scene, under the channel. So to turn this one off, you hit this box, or any of these other ones. You do the same for the rest. Unless, of course, that you take the stop buttons off empty boxes, because you can do that, and then you have to go lower down. So these ones had their stop buttons removed. That's why they didn't work. Now, the beauty of Ableton and the Launchpad is its scene launch. So each of these things is a scene, and what they do is they constitute pieces of a composition that go together. And when you launch them together, using this button right here, each one of these corresponds with a scene. So this button goes with this scene, this one goes with this scene, etc. So when you hit the button, you launch all the clips that are on that scene. And then you can switch easily. So that's how that works. This is the primary aspect of pop culture that Madion uses, using scene launch and clip launches and clip stops to make that mashup. Now the other parts of kind of the general aspect are the solo of pop culture, in which case he uses the user modes. Now there's 2 user modes. User mode 1, this is the session view. And then these are user mode 1, 2, and mixer. And then over here are the arrows. And what the arrows do is they change around where the box is located. So hitting the arrow down 1 moves the box on the screen down 1. And moving it left and right moves it down left and right. And that just, it moves the box around so you can get to different clips that you have if you need to move over during a show or whatever. So user modes. User modes, they show up blank like this, even though there's clips in these. That's cool. I know that. I learned something new. User mode 1 is for launching MIDI notes. So basically what it does is it assigns each box so chromatic like this. Assigns chromatically MIDI notes if you've got a MIDI instrument hooked in, or when you don't have a MIDI instrument hooked in, it will play the drum rack if you have a drum rack. And so what that will do is if you have a drum rack in that's on number 5, so you hit number 5, you can arm the drum rack and play the drums that you've got loaded in your drum rack. I'm not a drummer. I wish I was. I'm better at drawing them in. So the way it works there is that you got drums right here, and then it maps those drums to here, so like that. And then you can disarm the drum rack, and it'll. Oh, I guess now it won't play the MIDI. Okay. I guess it's got to be armed. So this is basically, it's auto-assigning MIDI, and when you arm a MIDI track, it'll assign the notes or drums to this pad. So it's user input. Not velocity sensitive, so it takes that all at one volume. User mode 2 is for extensive MIDI control. I don't really understand all of how it works, but I know if you're a programming whiz or you have a lot of time, you can put in your own custom mappings here and do whatever you want. Solo leads, that type of thing. Or even different, a sequencer. When Madion is doing the solo for pop culture, he's using, I can't remember if it's user mode 1 or 2, I want to say 2, but don't hold me on that. Last is the mixer, so that controls volume, panning left and right, the send tracks that you have, and then also clip stops on this line, track on and off, so this turns tracks on and off, soloing tracks, so if you only want to hear one track at a time, you hit that, and then you can arm the the drums or the MIDI or whatever you want to go to user 1, or if you're just messing around, if you got like a keyboard or something and you want to turn it on using that, you can. So that's pretty much all there is to the Launchpad. Really, it's just an extension of Ableton itself. And I hope it made sense to you guys. But if it didn't, I'm sorry. There's probably better videos online anyway of how it works. But that's about it. So thank you for watching. I'll probably put another video up later. Soon. I don't know when. And have a good weekend, everybody. Rest of the weekend.